What's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Much appreciated. Had fun doing the Heat broadcasts this week. It was fun filling in and getting to that. I always enjoy that gig. Not something I am going to be doing full time, but it was a fun thing to check out this week. And man, I tell you what, this Heat team, you know, sometimes Eric Spoelstra, genius, one of the best of all time. Sometimes you look at him a little screwy, you know, because he is such a wise thinker. And when you see the roster sometimes that he pulls out there and he tries to hit you we have enough. You're just like, come on, dude. Really? But I don't know when the time was where I stopped doubting it. I think it was around the time they had like Henry Walker on the team, where I was just like, you know what, Spo? You do have enough. I'm tired of doubting you. And what the Miami Heat did in this back-to-back was just absolutely sensational. And as exciting as you can get for preseason basketball. And truly, it was. Because, first of all, they'd taken on the Grizzlies, who were number 2 in the West last year. Cocky as hell. John Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams. They don't even have Jaren Jackson right now. And that team is chocked full of talent. And they're going out there. The Heat's going out there with, like, Haywood Highsmith, Orlando Robinson, and Gabe Vincent and Duncan Robinson and Marcus Garrett to start the game. And you're just like, this probably isn't going to go that well. And it did not start off great. And somehow this team was able to stave off just a terrible start where they're fouling all over the place, can't buy a bucket, and we're able to rally to within a point at halftime after Jamari Bouye hits a 3-point shot. Duncan Robinson really settled things down with his free throws and starts hitting threes. And he's looked really good this preseason so far, Duncan, especially after that first game. He has shown elements that he's added to that game, but it was really good to see him go off and hit a bunch of shots. And to see them pull off that win was incredible. It really, really was, on top of the fact that they had just played in Brooklyn the night beforehand. And Duncan looked great. Haywood Highsmith, really impressive late in that game to clutch. Because these rat bastard Grizzlies, so they're losing to the Heat after this great start. The Heat are kicking their ass this entire game. And these snakes, this Taylor Jenkins, all right, this Tom Segura-looking mother bleeper, he puts in his starters with like 7 minutes left. And you're like, really? Oh, okay, Segura. You're going to start going out here and you're going to try and snuff out because you don't want the embarrassment of losing to the Sioux Falls Skyforce? All right, dude. And they couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, dude. They couldn't pull it off. And it was just a tremendous, tremendous showing. Heat culture in the win column once again. But the thing I really want to talk about are two guys, because I have been very excited. I think everybody in Heat Nation is excited about two guys after these past two games. One of them being Jamal Cain. Jamal Cain, who is athletic as hell, has a stroke, has wingspan for days, is picking the pocket of everybody, ball of energy, played like 40 minutes the second night of a back-to-back. He looked incredible. 4 years at Marquette, transferred over to Oakland, two schools that have been very good to the Miami Heat based on Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, and Kendrick Nunn. So a nice little connection there. And the dude afterwards, the first night, and because he was the performer of the game on the broadcast, you know, says the whole, just like Goosey's galore on what you hear when you hear a player say, I play with a chip on my shoulder. Because you just like, the Heat, I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know where the scouting department, how great they are. It's not just that they find talent, but they find talent with edge and guys who feel disrespected. I don't know what the interview process is. I'd love to know. I'd love to know like what the mental aspect is of like what makes you feel slighted? What makes you feel like you've been overlooked? What makes you I would love to know what the process is of that, of them just going to find it. Like, it's like the meme when people take the x-rays and they got the dog in the bones because they got that dog in them. I would love to know what the examination is for the Heat. Like, do they actually take an x-ray of somebody and they have pit bulls in their ribs? Like, what's going on there? I find it tremendous that a guy like Jamal Cain, with as talented as he looks, it just nobody sees that in him. And a guy like Caleb Martin, who's like holding on to the league and just is like, you know, two-way player. Nobody sees it in him. Kendrick Nunn, nobody sees it in him. Duncan Robinson, nobody sees it in him. Max Strus, teams kind of saw it in him, but not the way the Heat saw it in him. I just marvel at that. I think that's incredible that the Miami Heat are always able to harbor not just unearthed talent, but unearthed attitude and the right type of guys and guys who will buy in and guys that just fit in right away. You see Bam putting his arm around him, taking him off the court, saying this guy's going to have a big future. How they harbor that and how they take that and make it something is just so impressive to me. And Jamal Cain, I don't know how they let him go. And this is the crazy thing about it. It's like they're already deep. The Heat are already deep. They already have to figure out playing time with the guys that they got. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to let Jamal Cain walk? He's going to be the next one. You kind of just know. The Miami Heat, every time I see one of these guys flash out there, and I don't know how every scouting department is not watching every Heat preseason and or summer league game and oh man, it looks like they got another one there. Oh my goodness. Jamal Cain, we got to pounce on that guy. We got to go get him. Because how do they not do it? How do you not look at what the Heat do and think to yourself, we got to get in on that? They're going to copycat him. Or they're gonna say, all right, Heat found this guy. We know he's got something to him. Take him. Then I don't know. I don't know if the player will flourish the same in other places. Some do. Patrick Beverley's for one. And other guys, may have success other places. But I just think I just marvel at it, man. I marvel at a situation like that. Second night of a back-to-back. Few things can really impress you in preseason. But to play with 9 guys and do it on the court of the team that was second best in the West last year, essentially, and really run them off the court after the first quarter of that game, just really, really impressive. And every one of those guys just showed such grit, from Jamal Cain to Haywood Highsmith to Drew Smith to Marcus Garrett to Bouye. They all just came through. But Duncan, I got to give a lot of credit to, because, that was him at one point, that was Duncan Robinson. And to be the guy who is really got to just be an inspiration for all of these guys. It's kind of a weird thing, and I'm sure that's not a mantle he likes to wear very much. But think about that. A D3 player gets to a $90 million contract, And how does everybody on that floor not look at what he does and just think, if Duncan can do it, I don't want to say it like that because I don't want to disrespect Duncan, but it's look, if this guy was so overlooked that not even D2 schools were giving it to him, and he made it to life-changing money in this organization, I know I can too. And I just was so impressed. Very, very impressive. The other thing that's fun is Nikola Jovic, dude. Jovic. Nikola. This guy. I am just thoroughly impressed. I mean, I gotta say, I didn't know what we sat down with him at media day, and I asked him the question, what does he envision his role being? And he was kind of going PC, but I could kind of tell in his answer that he's got kind of that I really want to show something this year. He believe a lot of these guys are confident, sure, but it's this guy is coming at 19 years old from another country. And Spo mentioned this, they really haven't done that. Goran probably changed the attitude of international players with the Heat in a big, big way, but they really haven't drafted the international project, And look, the world is changing in basketball right now. And talking to Jovic about this, it's you look around the league and there's so much international talent. The best players on earth on ESPN's rankings, I think 4 out of the 5, not from America. And between Giannis and Jokic and Luka and all the talent that is being harbored in this league, that gives a guy like Jovic a lot of confidence that he can not only make it, but make it right away. And I got to tell you, dude, for a guy I thought really was not going to find his way in the rotation, I still don't know if he is. He doesn't look overwhelmed in this early going. And I think for a couple things. One, he's a very smart basketball player. His instincts were tremendous between getting the passing lanes, tipping balls on guys who weren't paying attention. The passes that he made were, just breathtaking. From the connection that he had with Jamal Cain right away, the chemistry that they put together was just so impressive. Not to mention, the dude looks like he's got a hell of a three-point shot and has some other moves to the basket. And really, like, you know, it was mentioned in the summer league how he likes to play, you know, he's used to playing that point guard role. He's used to being a facilitator. That's kind of the other thing with all these big guys that come in, and he's huge, 6'10", and this big guy can see over everything. And, you know, they're going to try and teach him to be like in this kind of stretch 4, stretch 5 kind of mode for him. And it's going to take a lot of learning. You know, they're seeing him warm up at his first game. Like, they're just teaching him simple things like how they want him to do turnaround jump shots and things like that. Like, they're really getting back to fundamentals with him. And as Spo said, he's just starting his weightlifting program, and almost feels like they're putting together like this Serbian Terminator that's going to look like this behemoth by next year. I don't know, but sheesh, I watch him these games and I'm just like, they're not gonna unveil this yet. We're not gonna give this a little bit of runski during the year, because didn't really get to see him in Vegas Summer League because I don't know if they said he was hurt. Was he? Were they holding him out for trade reasons? I can't tell you. I don't know, but these it was funny too because he got in mop-up duty in the Timberwolves game, and even then was like doing a couple plays just a little sprinkle, little spray in there just to show you what he's got. And then the Brooklyn game, amazing, looked incredible. And same thing with this performance, filling up the box score all over the place, blocks, steals, rebounds, assists, and scoring too. It was throwing up some long bombs, and nearly hitting them. You know, nearly putting them down too. So, dude, Nikola, Jovic, and Jamal, Cain, I want to see some more of these guys. And they got 2 more preseason games left. I'm sure one of them is going to be like a pseudo dress rehearsal. You know, you've had a lot of guys who they've been overly cautious with their injuries and all that. But for them, I just love watching nights like that. You know, everybody always obviously wants to watch the stars. That's part of the fun of the league. You want to see the most talented guys out there. But to see anytime Spo decides to just throw a little heat culture bomb into the mix, it's always fun because I just always am so impressed by what this organization continues to be able to do with guys who nobody even thinks can do squat in this league. It's very, very impressive.